see, I'm a lot closer. I'm within a half a volt, so that should be good enough to do the transfer. Well, now I have to go in and clear that critical fault again. So I'm gonna hit the menu button until I get to the clear critical alarm screen. I'll press enter once, press enter again, I get the red, press enter again, and I've cleared it. Now I can go back to display and try transferring my load over to the mains by pressing that button, transfer to mains. The arrow is changed over. Hopefully we'll get a good synchronization here. Synchronization happens because if you switch at the wrong part of the sine wave, you can really produce some high voltages and high currents. Okay, there I have a switch, and the clock did not stop in the middle position. It switched all the way over without stopping, which means that I've made a successful swap of the power without dropping any power inside a tent or whatever. That's important because now the UPSes won't all alarm, and you won't have to be fielding a bunch of questions about why I'm getting all these UPSes in alarm. So I'm going to go back to auto here, and because my priority is on my mains generator like I want it to be, I'm in good shape here. Okay, right here I want to show how to set up for remote monitoring with a laptop. The first thing we got to do is go to the IP configuration, which is right there. Hit enter there, and it gives us the IP address of the switch right now, which right now is 192.168.0.1, and this can be changed to be able to fit onto your network. So right now we've got that, and we'll go set up a laptop and show you how to use the remote ATS software. Okay, the next step is to hook an Ethernet network cable up to the switch via this port right here. Now you see how that big notch on the connector is in line with the little tab on the Ethernet connector. You have to make sure that your cable is in that alignment, or the Ethernet cable will not fit in there. I had to change this one around to put, see the big notch in line with the Ethernet little snap deal. So I connect this cable like this. I don't know if you can see that. So when you line it up, you feel a little, feel a little give right there, pushes in, and you can tighten it. Not too tight, doesn't matter. All right, this is a copy of the ATS software. It has the quick start guide and ATNet for Windows. That's what we're looking for. That's the program that allows us to get in communication with the transfer switch, the ABC. So here I want to modify my network settings to have this to be able to get in and to get in communications with this ABT. So I'll have to go to my network settings, go to the internet protocol, and properties, and then put in, use the following IP address, and I gotta change this to 192.168, and I know you guys can't see this, but trust me, this is what I'm doing. 0, and then I want to go, the IP address of the ABT is 1. I'm going to change mine to 2 because I can't be exactly the same, but I need to be on the same network. Hit OK here, and then close. Then I bring up my ATS software. Which I don't know if you can see. I'm on this icon, ATS, ATNet. I click on this, it brings up this screen. I know it's hard to see. So what I have to do is configure the switch. So I go up to the menu bar and click configure. Configure, add, delete equipment, and I get this screen, and I have some switches preset in here. Let's see. I don't have any for that particular one, so I'm going to put add new. Now right here you can name the switch what you want, where it says name. Here you type in the IP address, and I know you guys can't see this, but I'm trying to type and hold it at the same time. So I'm going to put in 192.168. Sorry, here I have to put in the periods. 192.168 period 168 period 0 period 1. And then I have to put in the password, which can be found on the ABT screen also, but I know it to be A, B, C, D. That can also be changed. And right here shows this is the old style Lex switch, so I click on that, go to ABT2 close transition, and I hit accept changes, and then over here my switch is in the little log. I can go to open, and I get a new switch screen, and I hit this connect thing right here, the little red deal, and if everything is correct I'll go green. Obviously not connected, so I'm gonna have to find out what's going on. So with everything set up, the ATNet software is now ready to be connected, and you do that by clicking the connect to box right here. You know everything's good when you see you get the green connected. That means the network connections, everything's running right, and you're in communication with the ABT switch itself. You can see the display of the screen is very much like the ABT's display. You have source 1, you have the little circle with the arrow going, meaning that the generator is on. On the display itself you get a little sine wave, but here you get a circle. And you can do many things with this. Right now you see we're in auto, so I'm going to click on manual, and the manual button goes green. What this allows me to do is come over to request generator, and I've requested the generator and it's starting up, and you know it's on when you see you get the voltage indications in the source 2 generator. You get voltage line to neutral and voltage line to line and the frequency. So I have that for the mains also because it's running. You also show the load current on phase A, L1, load current phase B, L2, load current phase C, L3. We also show the kilowatts. It's showing a negative number because in the ABT itself the current transformer is probably going in the wrong direction. It's not a big deal. So that's all the information you get. You have the power factor also. So here I'm going to transfer to generator. This should transfer the load. Generators will sync up and transfer the load. One thing I want to talk about is, you see we got the red arrow. One thing I want to talk about is balancing the load. If the load is not balanced, which means that the amperage on each of the load current phases are not within about 5 to 10% of each other, the voltages up here are going to be very different. See, right now I've got 119 on the main source, which is the loaded source, and over here I've got 120 volts, and it's loaded right now. It just transferred, so we dropped from 121 volts down to 120.6, and over here we're at 119.5 where we were at 119. So just having this amount of current has dropped the voltage a half a volt. As you see, the little clock is representing in about the 930 position, meaning that the load is being handled by the secondary generator, the source 2 generator, and source 1 over here is just free running without a load on it. Now if I hit this request mains, now the generator has gone into its 5-second cool down. You can tell the generator is still running because you still have the green OK light, and you're still showing voltage on the little information screen for source 1, and we don't have any of the alarms. After 5 minutes though, that'll shut off. This software I find is really handy because the little screen on the AVT itself is really hard to see, and you have to lean down to see it. So this is more for convenience. The software is really nice. I don't know if I'm see if I can get you the bigger picture on this, what the screen looks like. Here you can't see any of the details on the numbers or anything, but you can see the buttons. One thing I want to emphasize here is with that red priority arrow pointing to the source 2. Now when I go to auto, now the source 2 generator is the one that has the priority. It's the one that's going to start up first. So just be aware of that. As long as you know what's going on, you won't have any problems with that. This software also has another feature that has the status log on it, and it'll give you what you have as far as what's been going on, the date and the time. Let you know exactly what's been happening with this throughout the dates, and you can do a copy to clipboard. And now when you open up see, right now I've lost power to the generator, meaning it's shut down after the 5-minute cool down. I've got the alarm now. It says source 1 under voltage, source 1 under frequency, and that's normal because the generator's off. Like I said, I've copied the clipboard, copied the status log to the clipboard, and if I hit paste on a Word document, then I get the log on here, but only the log that was shown on the status board itself. So you don't get the whole log. You'd have to go through all of it and get the log to get it all. So okay, here I'm gonna go back to manual and place this. I'm gonna request the mains. I sort of double click that. So I request the mains. Generator starts up. I get indications because the voltages come up on the screen and the frequency. Everything looks good, so I'm going to do a transfer to mains. Priority switches back over to the mains, and then I hit the request generator, which after 5-minute cooldown will shut that generator off. You see the transfer went good. We transferred without dropping a load because our voltages were pretty similar. So it's very important to have all of the load to be within about 5 to 10% of each other. That gives you good load balance, and this is important also because it's easier on the generator. If you have a balanced load, then the fields on the generator are exactly the same, and you don't have the generator having one field that's stronger than the other and having sort of an imbalance in the generator. So it's easier on the generator for the load to be balanced, and you just have to plug in your equipment on the right box on your quad string, because you know the quad string, the first box is a black box receptacle, that's A phase. Your second box is a red receptacle, that's your B phase, and your third box is a blue receptacle, and that's your C phase. So you just have to move around your loads to find a good balance. So there's a lot of stuff you have to work with. Now I'm going to go back to auto here. There we go, I'm in auto. Priority shown correctly. This generator's still running because it hasn't had the 5-minute cool down. My name's Pete Mulvey. I hope this little film has been helpful to you in setting up your power distribution generator and ABT. If you have any problems, you can always contact me here in Charleston at 1-843-218-5119.